Welcome to this week's Harness Racing Alumni Show. I'm Freddie Hudson, and I'm here as always with Trade Martin and Bob Marks. This week's Harness Racing Alumni Show is sponsored by Winbak Farm Canada's newest staffing, Captain's Quarters. The son of Captain Treacherous is standing his first season with a stud fee of $5,000 Canadian. For more information or to book a breeding, call 905-838-2145 or email stallions@winbakfarm.com. Captain's Quarters. Also, the Meadowlands Racetrack. Visit playthemeadowlands.com. And Hunterton Farm, breeding champions year after year. Visit huntertonfarm.com.
The Harness Racing Alumni Show with your hosts, Freddie Hudson and Trade Martin.
Joining us today is longtime New York Standardbred trainer Joe Guarino. Joe is going to be giving us an update on Larry Rolla. I have received many questions, and people have been contacting me to find out how Larry's doing. And so Joe had visited him in the Bahamas. And so, Joe, over to you.
Hello, everybody. I was in the Bahamas on last Thursday and Friday with Larry. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for all their donations. It was greatly appreciated by Larry. The fund is still open. If there is anybody that is still interested in donating, give me a call, reach out to me, or reach out to Freddie, and he'll give you the information. Everything down there is cash. There's no insurance. There's no credit cards. There's no anything. So it's a little difficult, and it's very expensive. So anybody that could still help out, that would be great.
And Joe, what is your number?
My number is 845-313-4155.
And your email address?
It's jguarino1958@gmail.com. Just letter J, my last name, Guarino. My birth year, 1958, and gmail.com.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Joe, you were down in the Bahamas. How did Larry look?
Larry actually looked well. When I spoke to him the day before, I was really worried about going down, but he sounded terrible. I mean, he was in pain. He sounded terrible, and I was really worried. However, he went to the clinic. They found that he was very badly dehydrated. He was very anemic. His hemoglobin was down. And they boosted him up. They gave him some infusions. They gave him jugs and vitamins and everything they had to do, and multiple series of injections. And he was a new man the next day. He says he never felt so good. He was the typical Larry, running around, jumping up, can't sit down 1 minute. And we had a great 2 days, actually. Besides his back pain, I mean, his attitude, his spirit was good. And the only problem, he has a tumor that's very close to his spinal cord, and it's given him severe pain. And he's having a hard time getting his medications down there. And I brought him some medications, but nothing to do with pain. So they were going to try to help him out, and hopefully they did. That was as of yesterday. But it's a very personal clinic, not like a hospital. It's an outpatient program. They treat him very well. He already is the talk of the town down there. All the cab drivers talk about him, the nurses, the doctors. They all look into his book and his history, and they're like, you know, they're very impressed. So Larry is international now. He's quite a character. We had a great time as far as we talked a lot. We just went over so many things. You know, I know Larry a long time, but just hello, how are you? But the last 2 years since I'm doing the podcast with him, we became very, very close. And seeing him and spending time with him, it was really, we had a good man-to-man couple of days, and He's a super guy, and everybody say your prayers for him because he's really a good man. He's really a good man. You know, you learn to love Larry. You know, you just hear the bad things, but he did so many good things for people along the way, and I have nothing but respect for him. He is tough, one of the toughest men I have ever met. I mean, he is strong-minded. He could take pain. He could, you know, he's just an unbelievable guy. He has a really good attitude, and he talks to doctors like he's talking to me and you. He'll tell them like it is, and you know, he wants everything up front and no sweet talk. And he just sort of took over the island, and with the few people he's dealing with, he got a lot of respect. So it's I hopefully they could help him. They feel they could help him. They're looking at this a totally different approach as they would do it in the States here, and he's doing what he has to do.
What is it, Joe? What is the therapy? What is it? Do you know anything about it?
The protocol first, it's an outpatient program. He goes there every day. He gets about 5 or 6 injections every day, subcutaneously. He has to give the injections himself. After eating, he does like 2, and then an hour later he does another 2. And so each certain times of the day, he takes these different sequence of injections. And they work together in a way where they have to be taken the way they're prescribed. And he's been doing it, you know, give or take a half hour missing here and there. He's doing everything. And he was feeling very good, very energetic. You know, just same old Larry. What else? He's very optimistic, but he has a short fuse, and when things bother him, he'll tell you, and you know, everybody's learned to you know, like he'll tell the doctor, forget about the BS, let's tell me the truth, I want to know. You think you could help me, or am I wasting my time? And you know, he gets right down to the nitty-gritty. But hopefully they're going to help him, buy him some time. I mean, he does have stage 4 cancer. It's not a joke, but you know, your attitude when you have something like that is very important. And he's very positive, very you know, he's doing what he has to do. And that's all I could say. It was great going down there. I'm so happy I went down there. He was very happy. And you know, he was lonely. He's been down there for 10 days alone. And there's, you know, it's not much to do there. It's just a regular, ordinary hotel, like a Comfort Inn or something like that, called the Royal.
And how was the weather, Joe? How was the weather?
The weather was nice. I mean, but it wasn't important. You know, it was a little cloudy one day. One night it thundered and rained all night. But besides that, you know, it was fine.
Temperature-wise?
Temperature-wise, I would say between 75 and 85.
Yeah, that's comfortable. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hey, Joe. Yeah. One of the reasons you went there was to return Larry's phone, and I've been receiving a lot of.
I was actually going to go this week, but what happened was Larry, when he went through customs, he had his phone in his pocket, and when he went through the scanner where you raise your arms up and stuff, the guy said, "Hey, buddy, what's in your pocket?" He said, "Oh, you know, I forgot my phone's in the pocket." He put everything else on the, you know, the tray, and you slide it through the thing. And he forgot about his phone. So he said the guy was nasty with him. So he says, "We told you to empty everything out." He said, "Hey, buddy, I forgot. I'm sorry. You know, I'm 85 years old. Give me a break." So he put the phone on the counter, you know, next to the scanner. He went through it. The guy says, "Fine." And he took all his bags and everything, and he left. And he left his phone there. So his cousin or his friend or somebody tracked it down, found it, and he overnighted it to me. So I decided to go right away, and that's what I did. And
I see.
Joanne, his girlfriend, called me that he forgot some medications, so she overnighted them to me also. So I got everything the day before I left, and I brought him everything down, and he was relieved. You know, it's tough without your phone. He bought like a burner phone or one of them cheap phones, but it hardly worked. I mean, it was, you know, a waste of time. But now he got his own phone. He was, you know, he was seriously thinking about doing podcasts, and but the internet service is terrible down there. You know, his computer would go on for 20 minutes, and then it would freeze up, and you had to call a guy to rehook everything up. You know, it's different down there. It's not like here. But as far as that, you know, I say he's doing well. You know, that's all I could say. So
that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. It was. We had I tell you, it was a good man-to-man talking. We stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning talking, and you know, we went to lunch, breakfast, dinner together, and the food was bad. I mean, it was just, you know, went to the restaurant in the hotel there. It was very hospital-like. You know, like
is Larry eating? Is Larry eating well? Is he eating good?
I would say pretty good. Actually, when I left, when we went to the clinic the morning that I left, the girl hooked him up with some lady that delivers 3 meals a day, all healthy, all organic, all loaded with protein, which he needs. And she was going to start delivering them that day. So he was going to get 3 full meals a day, and you know, all quality food, and like I said, organic, and a lot of protein, which is very important to him now. So he,
Joe,
you know,
how long is he going to be down there?
Well, he's supposed to be down there at least 4 weeks. It's over 2 weeks already. The only thing that's slowing him down is his severe pain. You know, he's trying to get the medication. He spoke to a few doctors, and they said he has to do something called, I think it's an ablation, where they do something with the tumor and shrink it or do something to get it off the spinal cord. And that's what he's shooting for. And he's going to continue the protocol. And if he does come home a little earlier, they're going to set him up for the next 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and then he might have to come back down, you know. But when I was there, the day after I spoke to him, and his numbers were good, much better than 2 days before I got there. So I left on a positive note, and, you know, that's about it. It was a very worthwhile trip. It really was. It was for me and him, and it was just very meaningful.
You're going to speak to him today?
Yeah, I speak to him every day, a couple of times a day. Yeah, he's still working on the hood. I'm in contact with all the people that are working with the hood and stuff, and he gave me a list of people to call and what he wanted me to do. So I've been getting.
Listen, Joe. Send him our best regards, and we hope he gets well. And tell him I suggest he gets a DMSO jug. You know,
well,
straighten him right out.
Everybody's making suggestions, but
I'm just kidding about that. But
yeah, I figured that, but I don't want to say that. But you know, Larry's Larry, and you know, he sort of does what he wants to do, but he has more patience. He's been more reasonable, and he listens. You know, he wants to get better.
Of course.
Yes. I think he's on the right track.
Okay.
You know, it's a total different approach over there. It's a lot of natural stuff. They know what they're doing. I mean, they have 50 years, and they got a very good reputation. And it's more personalized care. It's not like there's 1,000 people in there.
Right. Do they have British accents, these guys?
A little bit, you know, like more Jamaican, Bahamian accent, not really British. You know, but very nice people, very nice.
Okay, hey, Joe, I'm going to ask you one more time to give out your contact information so that anyone who wishes to contribute to anything here can do so.
That would be very helpful because he is running very low and everything is astronomical and it's all cash. So my number is 845-313-4155. My email is letter J, my last name Guarino, 1958@gmail.com.
Okay.
So, and then we do appreciate all the people that donated and have been praying for him. He has so many people to thank that he just, you know, he can't do it from down there, but he wanted everybody to know that he's very touched by the care and the people that helped him. And, you know, Larry's the kind of guy that was never on the receiving end. Larry was always a giver. And he's amazed that all of these people care about him. And it really means a lot to him. So just want everybody to know that he's just never been in a situation where, you know, people are caring about him instead of him caring about everybody else.
Right.
So it's sort of a nice thing. I mean, I don't know if you believe in karma or what you believe in, but he is certainly on the receiving end now, and he deserves it. He deserves it. His girlfriend deserves it, and they're really good people. And you know, you spend the time I spent with Larry, you learn to love him, and you overlook the times that he had to do things because he was in an addictive state, and he was fighting for his life, really, you know, and the pressure that was on him makes him do things that he never did anything terribly bad. You know, he fixed races. He admits it. It's not a mystery, but he had to do something. That was his out to pay these people. The people he dealt with were very serious people. You know, they're not people that you get too many second chances. You know, they give you a pass the first time. Second time, they tell you that's it after this. And these people are serious. So I totally understand what he did. And, you know, it's not really his nature, but he was forced into doing those things. And I understand. I've been through it myself. And,
well, listen, Joe, he hurt me big. He hurt me big time when I lent him my veterinary book, and he never got it back to me. That was, you know.
Yeah, well,
tell him what I said. Tell him what I said. Tell him, listen, you got to find that veterinary book. It was really, it was an expensive book. He goes, let me borrow that. I dig him, and he never gave it back to me, you know. But I'll never forget. I'll never forgive him for that. Tell him, and he should take a DMSO jug. And listen, just tell him what I said.
I'm sure he'll hear the podcast. I mean the show, and he'll hear it directly from your mouth.
All right. With that, I'm going to close the show out, and I'm just going to say we want to continue our prayers for Larry, and we wish Larry a speedy recovery and the best that can be done. With that, Joe, I want to thank you so much for joining us with this update today.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll keep you posted anytime you want me to come on. You know, anybody want to call me, feel free to call me, and I'll update you. And, you know, you got my number.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
This week's Harness Racing Alumni Show is sponsored by Winbak Farm Canada's newest staffing, Captain's Quarters. The son of Captain Treacherous is standing his first season with a stud fee of $5,000 Canadian. For more information or to book a breeding, call 905-838-2145 or email stallions@winbakfarm.com. Captain's Quarters. Also, the Meadowlands Racetrack. Visit playthemeadowlands.com. And Hunterton Farm, breeding champions year after year. Visit huntertonfarm.com. That's a wrap for this week's show. Thanks for listening, and please join us again next week.
The Harness Racing Alumni Show.